Yesterday you were
Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shabazz.
very happy to have received it. However, thank you very much. Very good. By the way,
And
how
this
was your
is
holiday?
Real Change Stock Options Trading Journey.
Good morning.
Thank you for your patience. Man, I had a feeling this was going to do that. I really had a feeling this was going to do that. Oh, damn. Oh, goodness. I, how did I miss this? I wasn't active yesterday, so I have to take a little bit of time to get myself situated. So please be patient with me. A little disturbed at the same time. I predicted this move. I don't know how I missed it. Mm, gap down. But I still anticipated it for the week though. Back to the it's official. Okay. So on the weekly, we can see, man, this is a trade that we take right out of the playbook. Come right up to resistance, We have this doji right here. It's almost like zone confirmation, zone. I forgot how it goes. There's some confirmation entry. But the good thing is that next week I am going to potentially be taking a weekly put next week. Because as we look at the weekly now, and we're also getting ready to go into a new monthly as well next week. This could also be the first red month. So a lot going on. So I'm going to be properly prepared for whatever opportunity presents itself. Gap down we have here. Give you an opportunity to see how I do my lines. Starting from the weekly, I start from the weekly, and the dark green I identify as my weekly support. The dark red I identify as my weekly resistance. I then come to the daily, and for the daily I will use the bright green and the bright red. However, if we have an area on the chart where you have an agreement between the weekly and the daily, then the weekly is more dominant. You have an example of that here where I'm on the daily chart, but my weekly support lines are lining up with daily support. So I'm going to leave the dark green instead of adding additional lines. To me, they're just more dominant. But here, I do want to acknowledge this daily resistance as a daily resistance. So I'm going to make that a brighter red. So I know that's a daily resistance. And my daily resistance lines I only use width 2. On the weekly, I use a width of 4. So in the weekly, I use darker color and a wider line. And on the daily, I use a brighter color and a smaller line. So right now, I want to keep it on daily and look for opportunity to take a trade here. Presents itself. Today being Thursday, possibly allowing us to have a very weak week. Okay, that's one side there. Continuation, possibly. Okay. That's what we want to see. What time is it? 10:35. There's a lot of time left on this candle. Right now, this would almost be looking like a break of support. Break of demand. I don't like that. PCE report coming out tomorrow. There's a lot to do with what's going on. So I'm going to trade that structure demands. And I'll tell you one thing else that I'm going to do today, and I switch to a DTE for tomorrow, right out the gate. And any direction I take. Okay, let's make an H. I'm moving fast, guys. Interesting. Guys, this is also why I didn't want to get in early. You aren't missing anything. Give the market some time to form. You see a lot of indecision with these early candles this morning. Starting off doji, hammer, doji, small red, small body green with a wick and a tail, inverted hammer, inverted hammer. I'm sorry, hangman, hangman, small body red. Then we finally got a move. Okay, then a retracement almost immediately from that move, which is being used as liquidity for a potential further move down. There's a lot of time left. I want to be patient. I do. It's 10:30. I want to be patient. I want to be patient. It looks good though. The weekly's red, the daily's red, the 30-minute candle is red as well. Just a little more patient. And the reason that I want to be a little more patient is because even on the previous red candle, we had a very nice move to the downside, but we saw that it was here you could find the bulls. The bulls rejected the lower prices and started buying up the market right here from the 523.4. So I'm going to see what we do past that area potentially. Brian is in the building. Walaikum assalam, rahmatullah. Hamza is in the building. Good morning as well. Do you guys have a trading plan, trading ideas that you would like to share with the team this morning? Please feel free to do so. nice. Mhm. Good. Okay, I'm ready now. I'm going to be patient. Hmm. Glad I was patient on that move. Again, PCE report is coming out tomorrow. Very indecisive for the first part of today. We have identified a controlled selling algo, but I don't see enough liquidity, honestly, that the bears can use to take it down further right now. They're going to have to allow the bulls to, rebuild the market. They're going to have to allow the bulls to have an opportunity to be put in a position to be squeezed. I say that as the market goes down now even further. I'm still going to wait. I'm still happy with my decision to wait. Still happy with my decision to wait. Dr. J is in the building. Again, I'm still very pleased with my decision to wait. Yes, the market is moving down. Yes, the market is selling off, rather. The market is going to move one way or the other because of all the amount of money that is under management. But we don't have to trade until an ideal trade presents itself, until we see edge. I have a default factor automatically set in, as I have two accounts here. So I have to make sure I hit my bottom account to be able to trade options. So if I don't automatically hit that bottom account, it will cause me to go and manually switch on to it, which I like. A lot of times I tell myself I don't want to take the first trade I want to take anyway. And we do have a hammer here setting up at the bottom of the control buying algo. A nice hammer. Did go ahead and buy, as I will indicate, as I always do, my arrow. Keeping my stop very tight. My stop will be the actual bottom of this candle itself. If the candle flips, then I am out for a paper cut. But we're at the bottom of a controlled selling algo. We've put in not an ideal or perfect hammer, but still one nonetheless. And we have trading with price above it. So the risk versus reward is very good in this area. And then especially with the potential to break out of this controlled selling. Now, some of you who might not be as risk adverse as I am, you might want to wait until we get a candle close out of this controlled selling area and then a continuation candle going back towards VWAP, as we have a little more than 2 minutes left in this 5-minute candle. I myself just got in early based upon what I saw. Only trade according to your level of understanding, not anyone else's. Based upon my level of understanding, I was comfortable taking a call in this area with the anticipation of us breaking out of this controlled selling area. And again, as I stated before, with the 30-minute chart as an example, that previously in the 30-minute chart where we saw the previous red candle come down and have a flush, we saw that the bulls were here rejecting lower prices and bought that up. We saw the same thing starting to happen here, so I decided to join the bulls in that. Wondering if this is an area in the chart where big money will come back into the market. The risk versus reward is worth it, so I'm keeping it very tight. And here we go with a new 5-minute candle. And we have broken outside of the controlled selling algo.
She's gonna need about 10 minutes, but the lady is gonna help you out. She's gonna step in. We'll come get you in here. Hang out there for you.
Yes.
Like, really?
Want to be a little bit more patient too. Want to be a little more patient as we have 9 minutes left in the 30-minute chart. And this is where the real test is here, as we're at the top of the controlled selling algo and we see the bears coming back in the market. great opportunity for me to take a look at a little bit of level 2. I'm seeing bullish strength in level 2, so it's allowing me to be comfortable in this trade as the bulls are defending the 523.50 area. Just gave it up. Bears are coming on strong. Yep, bears are coming on strong. And again, this type of action is expected because if we look over here to the left on the handy dandy line chart, you can see that we're at the top of the controlled selling. So being that we're at the top of the controlled selling, this is where selling takes place. Liquidity is also needed to take the market higher. So as long as we put in a higher low, I'm okay with this little bit of move here, this retracement. As long as we put in a higher low. But I do understand liquidity is needed to take the market higher, meaning these bears, forcing them to cover will be exactly what we need to take the market higher and get a VWAP retracement. If we close and begin with another red candle, a continuation red candle, then I will stop out for a paper cut. But I know that patience is going to have to be required because of this area and what this area represents. Attempting to break out of a controlled selling algo, that's going to require a little bit of patience. And this was that higher low that I told you guys I wanted to see. You can see it clearer here on the 5-minute chart, as the 5-minute line chart only closes after the 5 minutes has completed. So we did not get a lower low on that close. We actually closed higher than previously. So this is what is allowing me to stay patient in this trade, knowing that liquidity needed to be built. Bears needed to come in and think that this was going to be a failed hammer, so that then they can now be used as liquidity to take the market higher. By me understanding this and being able to see the levels in level 2, meaning the 523.50 area, knowing if the bulls are able to hold that area and start pushing, okay, that the bears in this 1050 candle we'll have to start covering, and then that will take us a little bit higher, potentially. We also have 3 minutes left in this 30-minute candle. 3 minutes are left in this 30-minute candle. We see the bulls defending the 523.50 area. We know it's 523, guys, so don't have to keep saying 523. I just gonna call out the cents. The bears are doing an excellent job. The bears are doing an excellent job. Here come the bulls now with some nice sized orders. Almost got a little bit of sideways action happening right now. We'll see what happens here at this 11 o'clock candle. What a battle, guys. What a battle. What a battle. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well.
What a battle. And by me understanding the levels that are being defended and guarded, that is what allowed me to remain patient in this trade. It's not quite over yet. The bulls have gotten back to the 50, but they are finding heavy resistance by the bears. Very interesting right now. Time and patience. You can see here on the handy dandy line chart why I decided to take that call. Put in a higher low here because we didn't come all the way back down to the bottom of the algo, knowing that if we were able to successfully break out of that algo, there is a lot of liquidity here. I'll show it to you. There is a lot of liquidity here that can be used to take the market higher, and that is who is defending this area, these bears. Yeah, I went ahead and got out. I wasn't going to play with it anymore, and I'm glad I did it with a very smart move, a very good call, good observation. Interesting. Second attempt appears to be a little stronger. Second attempt appears to be stronger. We are still trending down. Nope, I don't like it. Look at it this way. Interesting. Change of perspective. Interesting change of perspective. see us forming a potential green hammer here at the bottom. Right shoulder, inverted head and shoulder, looking at right now. How are you today? How are you?
How are you? No, you're okay.
For those of you who can't see the inverted head and shoulders, let me show it to you. You have liquidity grab here. You have another liquidity grab here. You have another liquidity grab here. The major inverted head and shoulders, and one thing about the head and shoulders is that, three things can happen. It can either continue to go in the direction it was going, it can reverse, come back where it came from, or it can go sideways. So we don't know what is going to happen, but we do know that this is an area of interest. And because of this area of interest and the risk versus reward being great, because my risk would be if we gave up this candle, and we're as close as possible to the bottom of the control selling algo. So this is also, to me, a good place to buy, okay, to at least attempt to see if this time we will break out of the controlled selling algo, as well as break out and above VWAP, potentially putting pressure on these bears here. So this is what it looks like on the 30-minute. Why I got into this move. We started off red. The candle went from red to green. So when the candle went from red to green, that allowed me to see that there was a lot of bullish buying pressure, and that the bulls were buying once again in this area, as they have successfully done in the two previous 30-minute candles. However, as these candles potentially started off green and went red, this candle started off red and went green. So to me, that had much more strength into it. That would have much more of an adverse effect to the bears in this 1030 candle here, bearish candle, and you can see that effect as my profits continue to climb, as the bears in this 1030 candle begin to cover. So yes, I took a paper cut, but I was able to acknowledge it, turn right back around, adjust my algos, see the opportunity, and seize them. Not only that, I want to go ahead and pick out my potential profit target. area. Okay. Potential profit target area would be right below VWAP. My potential profit taking area would be right below VWAP. Potentially. 10 minutes left in this 30-minute candle. Potentially. So this is what I'm looking at on the 30-minute. Now we did just hit this area that is now acting as resistance that was once support. Forgot to change the color on that. As this area, market came right to it and retraced from it as it is now acting as resistance. I'm perfectly fine with that and would only expect it to do such knowing what is at stake. Perfectly fine, giving the stock an opportunity to move. See if we can identify some controlled buying right now. We want to see right here. We want to see some controlled buying. Gold. That's what we want to see. Essentially, guys, if you remember my first attempt, which was right here, okay, if you remember my first attempt, which was right here, as I said, it wasn't ideal. We were still at the bottom of the selling algo. The risk versus reward was very, very appropriate for me to go ahead and attempt that call there. All I did was now use the 85% rule, and that was 85% of the time, if you get stomped out, and if that stop price does come back to your ideal entry, 85% of the time, the second time the trade will work. And in this beautiful 5-minute candle right here, you could have made 30 cents per contract alone just in this 5-minute candle by itself. And as you know on this channel, we do preach, teach, and show how to get money in 5 minutes as it is and becomes available to you. However, I saw an opportunity for a much larger move. I saw the opportunity for a much larger move, and I wanted to hold on and potentially be a part of that move. And that is putting pressure on these 1030 bears, causing them to start to take profit and even potentially cover. The pressure is on the 1030 bears right now. They have my money. It's very critical where this candle closes. Very critical where this candle closes. Would love to see this candle close above 523.8, as that would then turn this resistance potentially to support. Putting pressure on these 1030 bears. We're going to either have to average down, or rather average up, or they're going to have to start to cover, to take profits. But if we start trading above the 524, they're in trouble. I'm going to be patient, allow this trade to do what it wants to do. I've done my job. Identified the algos, identified where the trade area would be with that inverse head and shoulders that was right there. I capitalized on the opportunity when the trade gave me a second chance to enter that same area. And this time, the trade is working. It's just a matter of how much profit do you want. So it's not a question of whether or not the trade is working. This is a very successful and profitable trade. The only question is how much profit do you want? A little less than 30 seconds. Right up to that 524. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Right up to the 524. And the 524 is right at the top of selling algos. Somebody please hit the like button, because you can't make this stuff up. Nobody is giving us these lines. Nobody is coming on here assisting us. This is us coming together, identifying what we're seeing, identifying the areas of possible trades, and capitalizing on them. Yet again, we're on the verge of another potential monster trade. The only thing in question now is how much money do you want? How much do you want? As we start a new 30-minute candle, looking for a continuation.
20. Finish the rotation I was going to tell you.
There we have it. That was what I was looking for. That should put us off into some very nice profits as the profits are continuing to rise.
Thank you.
We identified the area of weakness. We identified who was in trouble. We identified the area in which they would start to panic and covering, and they are doing so. We're on the verge of yet another great trade.
Got it. Very good.
We've also identified a controlled buying algo. And you can see here on the line chart where the controlled buying algo broke out of the selling algo, where we got in at the inverse head and shoulders, and we are enjoying very nice profits right now, guys. We're enjoying very nice profits. We're looking at an end zone potentially of 524.5 would be ideal if you guys want to hang on and go for a ride with me that long to the bank. Some of you might be content with getting out earlier. No problem, as this bus stops. That all stops. Let's just continue to be patient and take what the market gives us. Of course, VWAP is going to act as VWAP should, which is our first resistance area and also your first profit taking area. If you want to leave a runner past VWAP, please do so. Again, as we go into greater profits, even greater profits, can I get you guys to hit the like button? Those of you who are in this car with me to the bank, I can't thank you enough. I do believe we can hit the 524.5. We're so close to it. We're at the 524.2. I believe we can hit the 524.5. I want to see what happens here. Would not be surprising to see a red candle here, as a little bit of a pullback would potentially be healthy, because the next bears that are under attack are the 10 o'clock bears. These 10 o'clock bears are under attack, and it is wonderful what is happening right now. The profits are immense that we're in right now. We're at the top of that controlled. Great place for me to go ahead and get out. I went ahead and got out there. Call me what you want, but don't call me broke. What another great solid trade, guys. Another solid trade. Again, a pullback is healthy here. A pullback is healthy here. If you want to hold on until the identified end zone, please feel free to do so. I got out a little early. Yes, I did. But that is okay. What a ride. As the market is pulling back right now, it just goes to show you that I did the right thing by getting out right now. Unbelievable trade. Unbelievable trade. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, team. We were able to identify again. We had the controlled selling algo that was working its way down. We got to the bottom of the algo. We saw not a textbook, but nonetheless a green hammer. We attempted, and we did get in the market here. The trade did not go in our, it started to go in our direction, but it retraced. And once it retraced, we stopped out. We then used the 85% rule and was a little bit more patient. We saw that once the stock again hit the bottom of the selling algo, that the green candle that it put in this time was a lot stronger than the one previously. A lot stronger. And in fact, this green candle had done damage to two previous red candles. So on the next retracement, with the price trading above the most recent 5-minute candle, I got in. The risk versus reward being the actual candle that I got in. If it would have went from green to red, I would have gotten out. So I was using the sense of being at the bottom of the algo. Bulls once again showing very strength of rejecting these lower prices as they had done several times before. Us bouncing off the bottom of this algo as we had done several times before, but now with a little bit more strength. I joined the bulls in this and was patient for the anticipation of breaking out of this controlled selling algo, getting over VWAP. We did that. I would have loved to hold on until we reach this end zone, but using the same day expiration day, I wanted to get out while the option price was at its highest. So at the conclusion of this 5-minute candle, the 11:30 5-minute candle, I got out for some very nice profits yet again. We have a retracement to VWAP, and that's not saying that the move is over. But we also hit the top of this controlled buying algo. So with the combination of the end of the 5 minutes touching the top of this controlled buying algo, it was a great place to exit for profits. And that's what we did. Thank you to everyone who has hit the like button. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in to watch the latest episode of Trade and Travel, which is also available on the channel. So if you have not tuned in yet to see the latest episode of Trade and Travel, please tune in to do so. Give myself a little shameless plug here. Also, guys, from here, from the channel, you can acquire the playbook. And this is where a lot of our trades come out of. A lot of time was put into this. And right now, it is free. So take advantage. It comes with samples, it comes with examples. So please take advantage of the playbook right now. Why it is absolutely free for you to do so. Also from the channel, you can, under videos, check out the latest video of trading and traveling. Thank you to everyone who has already checked it out, but you can see the latest video of trading while traveling and all of the nice and look at that environment. Just love, check out trading in Australia. I guess today's trading is sponsored by me. Check out trading and traveling. Again, we got a little brief pause in the market action right now as we are approaching 11:43. So, as you guys know, there might not even be another trade potentially until the 1 o'clock area. We have identified the algos. We've identified the controlled selling algo. We have identified the controlled buying algo. We attempted to take a call here earlier and we're stopped out for a paper cut. Got it right back in at the exact same area. Ding! And thank you, Savage, for reminding me to add the bell at the end of the money machine. Because that is exactly what happened. Let's see if we can make this a little bit brighter for you to see here. Indeed. Yes. There we have it. Excellent trade. This is also now an opportunity, potentially, for the bears to use the bulls as liquidity and pull them back down into this controlled selling. Very, very interesting. These bullish candles are very big and very strong. You have to read what the market is showing you, who is in control, who is dominating. Not only to mention, but we absolutely want to make note that it is in this area where the bears could potentially give up control of the candle for today. But also let us remember that the bears are in ultimate control. That goes into a lot. Before I get off the air, I want to explain that, why I got out of that trade and didn't marry it, but treated that call as a scalp. This is the weekly chart. And it is very important for us to have confirmation on multiple charts for us to take a long-term move. One thing that I forgot to do, and I won't do it, someone please remind me, is when I get ready to take a trade, we call out if it is a scalp or a trend trade. Scalp or a trend trade. Now, this is the weekly chart. Coming off of last week's doji, I wanted to be in a weekly put here, but I've been stuck here at the dealership in Nevada, going through what I'm going through. Not quite been in my element. In fact, I didn't even feel like even trading at all yesterday. Nonetheless, this is the weekly chart, clearly showing the potential for a change in control as we are starting to go into a little bit of a bearish sentiment, especially if we're able to close anywhere below the 522 area. That looks real good into next week, having a potential continuation. Okay, now this is the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily chart. So we see the bears are controlled for the week with very strong dominance. Let's look at the daily chart. For the daily chart, okay, we had a gap down. Not only did we have a gap down, we had a gap down and then a crap down. So it wasn't a gap and crap. This was a gap down and kept on crapping down. So that was another indication that you could not marry a call for today, okay, because of the gap down. Now, even though we were in a retracement mode, because bulls always buy as they should and do and have shown us in the past, I just became a part of not the bulls buying, but I came a part of the bears covering, of the bears taking profit, of these early bears who was part of this and profited from this gap down as the bears took profit. Bears taking profit is buying. Buying causes the market to go up. So as I exploited that, I got in some of those profits. However, I cannot ignore that overall we're red for the week and overall we're red for the day. So any bullish move that I took today, any calls would strictly be scalps. You can't consider marrying a call until it gets above the 524, and that way this whole candle would flip from red to green. Then you can think about holding for a longer position or a longer time. But because that wasn't the case, I took a 0 DTE, and that 0 DTE paid me very nicely as I joined the bears in covering and the bears in taking profit, rather. That's what our move was today. It's also why you cannot marry a call. Let's look at it on the 30-minute chart. See very, very strongly involved in this move, but because of the overall dominance, the overall who's in control, the bears were able to come back, reject those higher prices, and they are attempting to squeeze the bulls who are still in and these early bulls and use them as liquidity to take the market potentially even below the 522. But right now, they're trying to get them right back into this controlled selling algo, and it looks almost as though it's going to happen. Let's take a look at it on the handy dandy. Even on these two controlled algos, the selling and the buying, you can see here, perfect where I got out at, but you can see that the market price went and broke out of the controlled buying algo and is now attempting to break back into the controlled selling algo. lot is going on right here. So the smart trader is going to stand aside, let the bullies fight, see what direction they have chosen, and then potentially attack. This could be a greater head and shoulders also, depend upon how you look at it. Sometimes the head and shoulders are, a little retarded. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say that. I mean to say a little deformed. Okay, it might not be perfect, but nonetheless, you still have to acknowledge them when you see them. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Now the market could continue to go where it's going, or it could reverse and go back, or it could have some sideways actions. A lot is going on in this area. You have a right shoulder that's at the top of the controlled selling. You also have some daily support here now that once was resistance but is now support. It's not even daily, it's weekly because it's 4 lines. So let's appropriately change that color to a darker green. Aha. So that would explain even more why the bulls are coming back in here and finding support at this weekly support area. You got to give it up for these lines. Hold on 1 second, guys. Bro, I'm on air right now, live, bro. Yeah, I text you though. You want approval to be able to buy calls and to buy puts. But I'll call you back. I'll call you back and talk to you when I get off here. Okay. I'm doing what I can. That is a new teammate who is just joining us, and he's trying to get approval to trade options. And I was doing what I can to assist him in that. I'm going to go ahead and end the live here. Take a little break and maybe potentially come back at 1 o'clock. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for being a part of this winning team. And I hope you are understanding more than anything. Okay. Yep. Now's a good time to stand aside, guys. Now's a great time to stand aside. Go ahead and set my alerts. Alrighty. Again, thank you all for tuning in, and I will come back and review the charts again at the 1 o'clock hour. I thank you for your time. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming out. God bless you. Be well. Bye for now.